Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony Ojeko. I am going to take you through the process of starting a Zoom meeting. Either you are invited or you're inviting some people. Now I'm going to start from my own page. It's just simple and clear. We're going to talk about different things so you know how to go about when you're invited to a meeting or when you're inviting someone to a meeting. I'm going to start a meeting that I've already created over here. So I click on this, the meeting will start up. Now, since I'm doing it from my browser, what happens naturally is that Zoom is going to ask you to open up the application on your laptop. If you do not have the application installed, it is simple. You simply just click on download and run Zoom. Okay. Once you click on download and run Zoom, it goes straight up to bringing out the app so that you can download it and then install it on your system. I already have it installed on my system. That is why you're seeing this notification that says open meetings straight from my Zoom meetings app. So when I click on that, it's going to activate my Zoom meeting app straight from my system, and then we're good to go. Alright, there you go. It has opened it up. I have this way. Now the reason why you're seeing this like this is simply because I deactivated my video. When you deactivate the video, it simply do not show anything on the screen, but it just shows you the meeting topic, the host name, the password, and every other detail you want. The invite link is there. You can actually click here directly and copy so that you can paste on WhatsApp, Instagram, on any other social media platform, or even an email to send to people to invite them for this meeting. Now this meeting is already scheduled to run recurrently, so that is why it's an open meeting. But I have a waiting room. I also set up the meeting to have a waiting room where once people come into the meeting, they will have to wait at the waiting room until the host allows them to get into the general room. Now what happens next is we're going to see how this works. Now down here you see there's a whole lot of settings here that I'm going to explain in detail so that you understand and know exactly how to go about coming into a meeting on Zoom. Now my recording is going on. If you look at the top left, you would know that if you see that it's saying recording, I already set it up from my dashboard that each time I start up a meeting, it should start recording automatically. That's why it's going on. I can actually stop it or pause it, but I want it to run so that we can see it. Now if I click on this, I actually get the information again about the meeting. All right, this information here is all you need to invite anyone to the meeting. You can actually click on copy link and then you send it out to people. I can click here and decide to change the title of the meeting. Now let me give it a new title just for our own purpose. I'll name it practical class on Zoom. Alright, now I've renamed it. It is no longer what it was before. It's now practical class on Zoom. Okay, so that is done straight from meeting information. Now this one simply just gives you the settings where you can actually do all your overhauling, setting up the meeting, setting up your profile, setting up your Zoom meeting profile right from this area. Now this is the settings. I'm going to come back to this a little later. Let me just talk about the buttons we're seeing below the screen. Anytime you open up a Zoom meeting, whether you're inviting someone or inviting people or you're being invited, these are the general tabs that usually come. Okay, now once this appears naturally or normally when you get into the meeting for the first time, if it is not well set up, you always set it to connect your microphone so that people could hear you immediately you get on board. But if your microphone is not connected, it will look like this. I'm going to show you how it's going to look like, so you will not hear my voice when I do that. Hold on. It will look like this. Now it's going to say unmute. Simply says that the microphone is not functional. So whatever you say at the time when you connect to the meeting will not be heard by anyone. So the first thing you do, first step you take is, once you get into the meeting, you check the microphone if it is muted or unmuted. Now if it is unmuted, you are fine, and you have to see that the microphone itself is showing indication that as you talk, it is showing indication that you are talking. That is how you know that the microphone is actually working perfectly. But if it's not, this is what to do. You click on this little arrow over here, and then all these options will pop up. When these options pop up, you can actually set your microphone, you can actually set your speaker, and you can actually test speaker and microphone at the same time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set the microphone, and we're going to set the speakers. The first settings you see here is actually the microphone from your PC. The microphone from your PC, direct from your PC. So if you select this one, it means that you're going to use the microphone direct from your PC. If you have any external microphone set up on your system, it's going to appear right here, just the way I have mine. Now the second below that, where it says select a speaker, shows all the speakers that are connected to your PC. The first one is my Echo Dot, which is an external speaker. I have it set up already, so that is why it's showing up. The second one says speaker headphone Realtek high definition audio. It's actually the speaker for your laptop or your PC, so you don't really need to if you select this, it just simply means you're asking the speakers from your PC to be activated. Headphones, if you have your headphones configured the way I have mine configured, you can actually select this, and then you know you're good with headphones. Now I've selected the microphone array, which is from my PC. I've selected the speakers, Echo Dot, Echo PG9, which is my Echo Dot. Amazon Echo Dot is over there. Now I'm going to test the speaker and the microphone. What you do is, when you click on this, it's asking, do you hear a ringtone? So if I can hear the ringtone from my speakers, all I need to do is simply just say yes. Speak and pause. Do you hear a reply? Oh, do you hear a reply? Yes, I heard a reply, so I clicked on yes. So it's not telling me that my speakers is Echo Dot and my microphone is Array Realtek. Wonderful. So I click on finish. I have my microphone and my speaker set up at the same time. Now the next option is starting the video. You can actually as well click on this, and then you see select a camera. Now if you have any camera installed on your PC, this is where you will set it up. For me, I just have the HP True Vision HD, which is my webcam on my laptop. That is selected, but it is not activated. That is why you're seeing the screen and not seeing me. Now if we go ahead to unselect it, then obviously you start seeing me. So that's not what we're going to do right now. Now in the next lesson, I'm going to talk about choosing a virtual background. A virtual background is not going to be on this video. Now the next one is the security. If you click on the security tab, it gives you some functions that you can actually activate or deactivate. The first option on security says lock meeting. This simply means once you lock the meeting, everybody who has the invite link, remember the invite link that you sent out, once they click the invite link, they will not be able to join the meeting. The meeting is locked. This function is required, or you can actually use this function when you want to limit the people coming into the meeting. The basic plan for Zoom allows up to 100 people to be in the same meeting room. So, for instance, if you already have the required number of people you want and you don't want more, you can actually lock the meeting. Now, I like this function a lot. It says enable waiting room. Enable waiting room. This is beautiful function. This function actually allows you to have people wait on the side. Once they click on the link to join your meeting, they wait on the side. Now, when they wait on the side, what happens is you get a notification as the host that someone just clicked the link and is about to get into the meeting. So you have the function or the ability to actually allow the person into the meeting. So you can accept the request of the person coming into the meeting because you are the host. This can only be done by the host. Now, the next below that, it says allow participant to do what? There are 4 things you can allow participants to do. You can allow them to share their screen. You can allow them to chat. You can allow them to rename themselves. You can allow them to unmute themselves. It is recommended that you select unmute, rename, and chat. Now, rename, most people, when they get into the meeting, their names, just like my name is showing here, their names do not show. What happens is the device name that they're using to come into the meeting, either their mobile phones or otherwise, shows on the screen, and you will not be able to identify whoever has joined by name. So it's either you allow them to rename themselves, but as a host, you can actually rename them. Now, the next one is unmute themselves. So that is the same thing that we have treated in the first thing when we got into this lesson, which was mute. You have to allow them unmute themselves, so they are able to unmute themselves and talk, so that every other person can hear them. It is advisable, strong tip, it is advisable to actually mute yourself when you get into a Zoom meeting, so that you don't constitute nuisance to every other person that has already been in the meeting. Now, if it's your turn to talk or you're asked to speak, then you can unmute yourself. As a host, you can equally unmute anybody in the meeting room. Now, the next tab shows you participants. Participants. It simply means it shows you the number of people who are participating in this meeting. As it is, for the demonstration purpose, I'm the only one that is participating in this meeting, which is why you're seeing participant 1. And then my microphone is showing. If you notice, my microphone is showing there. The camera is switched off, and the dot sign that is blinking there is as a result of the recording going on. If I hover around it, over it, you see some other options come up. I can mute myself. If I do that, it gives me this, and it says I should unmute myself. Recording would not conclude or include audio. Unmute myself. So I've unmuted myself. Now the other option here again asks me to rename. I can rename myself as well. But when you have other participants, you have more options on more. You have more options. Now the next one, which is the chat, is similar to what we've just seen. It says Zoom group chat. In group chat, you can actually send a message and select everyone, which means everybody participating in this meeting would actually see the message flash on the screen. But if there are a lot of participants in the meeting, you can actually private chat them by clicking on this, and their names will appear, and you select each person that you want to communicate with privately. You can equally send a file. You can actually send a file. If you click on that, it asks you where your file is, so that you can share files with everybody or send a file privately to individuals, either from Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Box, or your computer where you save the file. So while a meeting is going on, you can actually have participants exchange files or even the host can actually exchange files. Now I clicked on the three dots here and it gave me this option. This option says participant can chat with no one, host only, everyone publicly, and privately. So I selected everyone publicly and privately. So the participants themselves could actually chat themselves up without involving any other person. It's a good function to include when you're setting up as a host. Now the next one now is the screen sharing. One participant can share at a time. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. Advanced sharing options. Now I usually select one participant can share at a time so that we don't cluster the screen when you're having a meeting and everybody is trying to share their screen. When you need someone to share the screen as a host, the person will be told and he will indicate interest and then he shares his screen. And it's simple to share screen. All you need to do is just click here and your screen will be shared. Once you click here, this opens up your desktop. Everything that is open on your system comes up and you select exactly the one you would like to share. Once you select, you just click on share and your screen pops up on everybody's device. The next obviously that we've seen is the pause and stop recording, which I've explained earlier, and that is what is going on right now. So that concludes our lesson for today. The next video is going to actually take us deeper in advanced mode of how to actually carry out a Zoom meeting and have other participants join in. What you can do, what to expect, and how to conduct a Zoom meeting. So I'm going to go right now. See you next time. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Just click on the subscription button, and any other question that you have, please leave it below. I would definitely attend to them. If you have any questions for me, just leave it below. I would attend to the questions. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get notifications on when the next video pops up. As the videos are coming, you'll get notifications. Thank you.